The toxicity of a city, of a city. Well, that was good. It's just a new, create, lime rhymes all the time with your lemonade. Can't make lemons. That was good when I did that. It's easy, this stuff, isn't it? Extended metaphor. I said on Valentine's, let's just see if I can remember it right. It's quite we were both, create lemonade out of lemons. We were both sour and now we're sweet. We mixed up. And now I don't know where you and I, where you and I, we separated like the curds and whey, and I don't know who's sugar and who's sweet and because, but don't, we'll become together, we become a new drink when we've been mixed up, different lemons or pith and juice and water and with sugar and everything. I don't know, I can't separate the wheat from the chaff, the curd from the whey. What they say, so who's, and now we were sour, and now we can be sweet as glorious lemonade, but don't take the pith and, let's drink, or whatever, so stuff like that, yeah. I was just in at the Jesus Cafe, and that was funny when I went in to just talk about anything. When I went down to the Jesus Cafe, I think it was a few years, it was last summer, might have been last summer. I thought it was quite good because what I did was, I took all my jerseys, I had them in a bag. The plan was, this is what I mean about you got to go with the flow, The plan was, I thought, that would be quite cool. What I could do is hang up on all my jerseys, right? Performance art, right? Situationist, as a glorious athlete that I've become, right? Take all of my glorious jerseys and brighten up the town centre, busking with cycling jerseys, Hang them all up, they got the circular kind of railing thing where I put my bike, so you put the bike there, hang up all the jerseys all the way around on each railing, top of each railing is like a peg, hang them all up, take a video of it, slow motion, beautiful music, and there you go, boom, done it, take the jerseys off, and no one would dare mess with it, It's a bit like when I leave my bike places, isn't it? It's like the Mona Lisa. It's David Keenan's bike, so how are you going to sell it, But I didn't do that. But what I did was I went into King's and sat there, and it wasn't contrived. I was in the Larry gear, and I was just feeling good again, going with the feeling. I do things sometimes when the feeling's there, because as Ian Gillan said, So I took all the jerseys and just placed them quite artistically around it, and then did a wee video of the legs. And that was sort of like, King Criffle, who's the real King Jesus, even though I didn't believe, but I thought that'd be quite appropriate. And then the Jesus people would get it, because the King David at the Jesus Cafe, sporting the best of me, which is the whole theme about what those Jesus people are about. Well, some of them take it the wrong way and they become narcissist cunts, but that's what it's essentially about, and it's like, it's it's all that theme, isn't it? But I celebrate your achievements, big yourself up, hype yourself up, just like the Gallagher's did, or any of these other people. I get why they probably felt the need to do that, because they were probably playing their music and they were like, we know we're the next Beatles. In a sense, because they just found a gap in the market and they were influenced by that, and they thought, they knew it was going to happen, and they were like, what the fuck is wrong with these people? They probably were playing in local places, and they were like, I think we deserve to be playing Manchester Arena or whatever, and then the rest was history and all that. But hype yourself up, and I've discovered that it's like what Michelangelo Beto said, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Big yourself up all the time, but as Muhammad Ali said, everything I do, I'm willing to back up. So I think I've proven that already. This is the glorious thing, right? I'm on just on day, King Criffle, David Goggins of Zvhufb on tour. I've already done it. This is why I've taken the time out to appreciate some of my efforts, and I go, I'm in celebration. It's cool being in celebration mode, yet still training. But I'm like, I've already done nothing to prove, and anything else is a bonus, and that's a glorious place to be. As Graham O'Brien said in his book, Graham O'Brien was talking about, I could talk about anything, but he was talking about how he felt the need to do that to the extreme for his own sense of self-worth. He felt like a piece of shit. He had a troubled past and difficult childhood. Watch The Flying Scotsman, you learn all about that, right? And he's like, I felt the need to do that for validation. And then, of course, when he got the achievements, he didn't really sort out his problems. Like Ozzy said, he still had demons from his childhood, very insecure person. So he was looking for the achievement to fill that gap, and it never did. And he went down a road and had to go to... He had a mental breakdown and went into mental hospital and all that kind of thing. Partially because of the way that he was treated by the sport, and I won't go into that, but look it up. He was the trailblazer, scapegoated for being brilliant. Took on the Europeans as Scottish greatest export since Sir Kirkpatrick Macmillan or whoever. He went off and took on the Europeans and beat them at their own game, and got scapegoated and got as the glorious renegade genius inventor athlete. To quote him, he goes, I can't lose, essentially. In that documentary, he goes, it's either complimenting me as an engineer or an athlete if I do well. In other words, and he could predict that. And what happened was, they said, it was all the bike that did it, which is absolute bullshit. It was more of a placebo effect with that. But really, they've done tests on it, and it was a little bit the bike, wasn't it? It wasn't as much the bike that was responsible for the records as they made out. Okay, so he said, they're complimenting me as an engineer or an athlete. In other words, if I do well, they'll say, he's a great athlete, and other people will say, it was just the bike. And indeed, that's what happened. People were saying the Europeans banned his position and said he was cheating and all that, which is a ludicrous scapegoat story, considering he was the only person pretty much that was clean, and they were all doing drugs, and he was the one that it's almost, as to quote Hein Verbruggen in that documentary, it's almost like drugs. If the people believe they can cheat by almost chemical means, then the attraction of the sport is going to lose. But he didn't. He was the only guy that was clean, so fuck off. He was the real people emerge. He is that legendary cyclist, and all those cheats look fucking idiotic and stupid. So Graham O'Brien was affected mental health was affected by all this bullshit. He had the last laugh. It's a bit like me. I'm having the last laugh in my own way, in my own small way. Like I said the other day. So even fucking wasp, fuck off. Like I said, all the people that are saying I'm crazy, got nothing good to say, and they fucking applause, and then I'm beasting it, right? So where's the fucking applause? Where's the well done? So I'll applaud myself, but they're looking fucking stupid because, not that I focus on that, but they are looking fucking ridiculous, Fuck off, Wasp. I am the David Goggins of Dumfries. I am the Bez of Dumfries. I'm David Keenan of Dumfries. I'm Honorary King David of Dumfries. I'm the best YouTuber in the history of Dumfries. I'm the best podcaster in the history of Dumfries. So, reclaiming it, owning it. Because I was a wee bit insecure. Some of these dickheads got into my brain. I was going, maybe there is something wrong with me. Maybe I haven't psychotic. Well, fuck you. So I didn't look to you, darling, for your opinions. I looked to Michelangelo Beto, people like that, who also showed me the way. Work hard, beast it every minute of the day. Just like Terry said, hello, work, Anyway, that'll do, and whatever. I think I'll just replay this and listen to it. Listen to my own words, since there's not a lot of other content that's getting me going at the moment. So I'll just listen to my fucking self. Yeah.